Hi, Nancy. Oh, you're muted.
How about now?
There you go, loud and clear.
Where are you?
I am in my living room with my pup.
I don't know that room.
Oh, this is where my TV is. This is where my puzzle is. This is where Millie and I get together. It's on the front of the house.
Okay.
But
Remember, we're being recorded.
yes, yep, yep. Hopefully, Millie will be a good girl.
Good. Don't walk her anywhere.
She's already been out for her walk. Les took her out. I get to start this weekend because he'll be in Finland.
Nice quilt.
Yeah, it's a football fleece.
Oh,
Yeah, fleece blanket. She likes to be wrapped up. Likes to be snug.
here comes Willie Chips.
Willie Chip?
You know who it is.
No,
You will when he
I
speaks.
will when I see him. Okay. Ah, that was going to be my guess.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, thank you, Dave. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Good. Oh,
You sure?
no, a little tired.
Yeah.
Were you driving machines today?
In the cemetery, I got a
Oh,
cremation to
yeah.
Mrs. Babin.
Yeah, Betty. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Mm.
They've had a rough year.
Yeah. Mm. All right. I'm gonna have a
What are you going to have?
He muted himself. Oh, it's some kind of a drink. I have to figure out how to blur my background. I didn't take enough time.
Yeah, I figured it out a while ago
Right.
because my kitchen is, kind of messy.
Well, so is this, but this is just a place with a couch with blankets,
No, that looks fine.
nice and comfy. And my football Super Bowl champion poster up here.
Will you watch the game?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Who with?
I don't know yet. My sister-in-law said that she'd like to come over, but she doesn't usually like to be here late into the evening. And the
This one starts late, doesn't
yeah,
it?
it starts at 6:30. So that
Tell her to sleep over.
yeah, she won't do that. No, no, she likes to be in her place. So we'll see. I'll leave it open for her. Make that decision. I responded to your email, and
Okay, thanks.
I'll print those out for you tomorrow.
I didn't send them.
Oh, no, that's fine. I emailed you and said, send them to me and I'll print them
Okay.
out.
I didn't want to send them till I knew it was okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Let's get the show on the road.
I know.
We have to wait for the host.
Right, right.
He's usually there pretty early.
Maybe he's decided to finish his dinner.
Sometimes he's still eating it.
I know. What were you reading?
I was reading The New Yorker.
Oh, okay.
There's a funny cover.
Okay, hold it there for a second. Let it. You gotta hold it in front of your face because it's blurred out. Oh. See, drinking oil out of the big drum.
Right.
Okay.
And it's spilling all over him.
Oy vey.
There's a good story I was reading about rescues in national parks,
Oh.
the people who do them.
Oh, okay.
They're volunteers, most of them.
Emergency team.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a good thing we have people like that.
right. Many of them are ex-military.
I believe it. I believe it. Not afraid.
And they like action. They like doing things.
Oh, there you go.
What?
Nothing. I was just looking at my. I found the background.
Oh, how to do it?
Yeah. Your device requires a green screen. Well, it's Leslie's camera. I'll wait.
Yeah, just don't disappear.
Right.
You might never get back. That's
Right.
how
I don't want to take those chances.
You know what happened after I filled out the form yesterday? I
No.
was looking at my copy and I wrote the wrong year. So I sent her an email saying, could you please change this?
Okay.
She said, sure.
Good.
And she got it because I just put it in the box outside of town hall.
Dropped it off. It was a busy day yesterday at the office.
Yeah, that was good.
Yep.
I was worried it would be not busy, so I wanted to come by.
Yep. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. But I had Al and Lisa Eaton were in. And then this woman, Kira, I guess on the internet, if you just Google the Nahant Historical Society, and it gives you an internet link, and it tells them that we're open on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that.
You were going to talk to Ellen.
I'll talk to Ellen. I won't talk to her tonight, but
Right.
I'll give her shoot her an email tomorrow and see if we can fix I will have to find out where it is that it's listed. But she was nice. She's with the Marblehead Historic Commission, and she volunteers at Abbott Hall as well. And then who else? Oh, Rebecca Flacca came in.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ray. Yeah.
So E is here.
Yep. There's Alan. Ooh, an iPhone. Is that Austin? Nope.
Austin. Hi, Austin.
Hey Nancy, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Hi, Austin.
Hey Julie.
Our newest member.
Yeah. Very happy to have Julie.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Hi,
Hello,
Lynn.
everybody.
Hi. The
Hi.
gang's all here,
Are we all here?
except Paul.
But he's isn't
He's the host.
he's the host, yes.
He must be somewhere.
Exactly. He's somewhere. Well, it's 3 minutes. No, it is 7 o'clock. So, oh dear. I
Yeah.
suppose I could read. You know what was interesting is I had to go to the town website because the link that he sent out in the meeting agenda it wasn't live. Did anyone else have that?
No, I
went
I started off on the website.
Yeah.
I went right to the website.
Well, how about I do the old-fashioned way of calling Paul? Hello, Ellen.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, here he comes. Oh,
Oh, there he is.
there he is.
Hi, Lynn.
Hello, that was me trying to call you.
Yeah, right.
Glad you're here. How are you? It
Good. How are you? How was your trip?
was great.
Oh, good.
Yes. Sorry I missed the snowstorm. Gosh.
Yeah, aren't you?
Yeah.
How'd you get into your house?
Well, very fortunately, Jerry Urban, who was house sitting for us, took it upon himself to shovel.
Well,
So
he had
it's
to get
very,
out.
yeah, very, very nice. He not only fed the cat, fed the dogs, he shoveled.
Oh boy.
So, yeah. Well, everybody well and healthy, I hope.
yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it's not.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. Okay. So, I'm Lynn Spencer. I am chairman of Nahant's Community Preservation Committee. I'm calling this meeting to order. With me here tonight are Nancy Catalmo, Austin Antrim, Dave Wilson, Ellen Goldberg, Paul Spurn, Julie Tarmy, new to our committee. We also are joined by Allison Nieto, our town manager, and iPhone 7. Not sure who that is.
They just left.
Well, no, they're here.
My,
And Julie, you are full of static, which means you've got lots of energy.
town, yeah.
So we'll start tonight by reviewing minutes, which Austin very kindly sent out earlier today. I had a chance to read them. Oops. Anyone else?
I did.
Yeah, I did as
They
well.
were showing, but they've disappeared now.
They're
Sorry.
right, they're up.
They're on
I-
the screen, Paul.
Are they on the screen?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, along with my logo. I don't know why that is, but
Well, that's because you sent that to me, and I didn't know if you wanted it to be looked at live or
okay.
not. And in any case, it's going to be a problem that only Ellen can solve. So let's do the minutes first.
All right, fine. Any comments or edits on the minutes from the committee members? Well, this will give me the occasion of formally welcoming Julie to our group because she's not on the set of minutes because she was not attending that meeting, but we're very glad to have you join us, Julie.
Thank you. I'm glad to be a part of this committee.
Well, I would be happy to entertain a motion to accept the minutes as provided.
I make the motion to please accept these really good minutes and to thank Austin for doing that yeoman's job.
Well said, Nancy. Do I have a second?
Well, I haven't read them carefully enough to second them, but I have complete faith in Austin. So having opened my big mouth, I think we better get somebody else to second.
I think that's true, Paul.
I'll second them.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, all in favor? I'll have to do a roll call. Nancy,
I,
Austin,
Aye.
Ellen,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Julie, I think you probably will have to abstain. The chair votes aye, the minutes are accepted. I'd like to, at this point, say that after the minutes were provided, or after that meeting and the minutes were provided, we received another grant application. Actually, we received two other grant applications. One was from the Housing Authority, which was an eligibility application that was late in arriving. But we did accept, because as you might remember, you gave me some responsibility to deal with matters in the absence of a meeting. The other was an application from the New England Algonquin Committee proposing a summer solstice celebration at East Point. I'll just sort of say how I also dealt with that along with the other issue that was raised in these minutes, and that was the sailing program's grant application. So I think, as you all would have seen by emails where I copied everyone from the committee, including our town manager, our town administrator, I sent those along to Stuart Saganor at the Community Preservation Coalition. And he responded to both after a little bit of nudging to say that given the eligibility requirements, that neither of those applications were acceptable. We had a pretty good idea that that was true with the sailing program because of the precedent of the Situate grant program, where a grant had been given and then had to be rescinded. And then the summer solstice celebration, while a very interesting concept, is not eligible. I also corresponded with the applicant, Sheena Kowalski, as I also corresponded with Eric Girton from the sailing program. Both responded with appreciation for the consideration, but those two sort of grant applications are closed for our consideration.
did you
Any-
offer them any helpful alternatives they might consider?
Honestly, for the sailing program, no, Nancy. However, for the summer solstice program, I did. I suggested that the Historical Society had already been involved
Right.
to some degree a year ago. And of course, the Nahant Preservation Trust, being very involved with East Point, would also be another organization to consider some kind of partnership. So Sheena was very grateful for those that communication, and I think we will see that those two organizations will follow up in some way.
I also gave her some recommendations of grant opportunities as well.
Thanks, Julie. That's great.
It
The sailing
seems like-
program is a harder thing, quite honestly, in terms of the purchase of material. It's not something that I know about, but if any of you have suggestions, I'd be happy to relay it.
I can't believe there aren't some sailing grants that people could get. But
Well,
I guess not.
well, no, that's a research matter, Nancy. I think, I would say the same thing.
Mhm.
One
Other-
hopes.
Other towns have, so many other towns have boats.
So with that, I'd like to go on to what we have in front of us, which is the review of the grant applications that have come in to date. Earlier today, I sent you an email with a copy of the summary chart, and then a link to to a file with the applications themselves. So
Yep.
is that you, Paul, who's managing the screen on this?
For now, yes. Because it's within my limited skill set as it stands to show you the grant grid, which I've shown many times. What I don't know how to deal with is the website, which I guess is your firm's website with a Dropbox page or something. I don't quite understand what it is.
Yeah, it's a Dropbox page where she's created a folder for CPC files. And you
Okay.
can download each one of the applications directly from there rather than having them all sent out via email. They
Right.
can all live up
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if when you want to get into that,
What I'd like to do is first look at the summary page, and
Okay.
for ease, if you go to the attachment that I sent out in the email,
this is it.
yeah, that's perfect.
That's what you're
That
looking at.
gets rid of the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah. Can you enlarge that at all?
Yeah, I can enlarge the print, but we'll have to move from side to side.
That's all right. I think
Okay.
That's better.
that's better for everybody.
Okay.
So what I did is I provided these in the order that I received them, just kind of the dumb way we've done this in the past. There's
Mhm.
no hierarchy being suggested here. But we start with our friends from the Open Space Committee. And folks, you've seen all of these to some degree, except for the Housing Authority because of the eligibility process. I also would like to compliment Ellen and Nancy once again on this grant application. I think it becomes very clear to follow it and to use it. But anyway, this summary page sort of gives you the snapshot view. First one is for the Lodge Park, the Natural Habitat Reclamation Project under the category of open space. A request for $49,000 matched by $3,000 for a total of $51,749 and that 20 cents, which I left off. This is the first of three projected phases. It is based on the master plan that was prepared, I think it was 2 years ago, with a planning grant that we provided with a consultant from Mass Audubon. So with that, I will say, we're going to go through these applications one by one, but in terms of anything that people saw as they reviewed it, if they had a chance to do so today, any questions or comments so far?
Not from me.
No, nothing. Lynn, I'm taking minutes, by the way, just
Oh
so we're
gosh,
not
I
duplicating
did
efforts.
forget to. Oh, that's one of those really convenient things that I forget, and it's nice to have you make that assumption. Thank you so much, Austin. All right. Next is another open space Town of Nahant application. This is for Bailey's Hill. This is for the last of the three-phase projects for, again, natural habitat reclamation. The request is for $48,950 matched by SWIM, $3,000 for a total project cost of $51,920.
Lynn, can you remind me how much money we've plowed into the first two phases of this?
Yes, I off the top of my head, it would be tricky, but I would say it's been approximately between $45,000 and $50,000
Each year?
each year.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds right to me.
Yeah, thank you, Nancy. Yeah, no, these are substantial efforts. You know, the Bailey's
Oh, yeah.
Hill project removed a lot of invasives and will continue to do that while they were planting sort of natural habitat species.
Right.
So, yeah, it's expensive. And some of this is tricky. I mean, they've been working with Partir. I know they go in and water, they go in and kind of tend to the new plantings, but nature has its ways.
And Parterre has the licenses to use chemicals on part of the things that have been cut once to keep them from coming back. So it's not stuff we can do.
Yeah.
We do want to work with them and the DPW maybe to get people who might be interested in joining that process. Friends of Bailey's Hill or something, so we
Mhm.
can do some work over there too to help.
That's a great point, Nancy. Tell us, well, when we get to the application, we can go into that in some more detail because I think
Yeah.
it makes sense to really solicit citizen participation.
There also had been Friends of Lodge Park that had helped get some original data together for that.
Do these organizations exist, Nancy, or is
Well,
it?
no, the Lodge Park people had existed. We used to go have meetings,
Mhm.
but we haven't for a while.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Next, sorry.
No, it's a cough.
Okay. All right. So next up is the town of Nahant, the additional funding for the handicap ramp at Town Hall under historic preservation.
May I ask, why is that historic preservation to do handicap?
That, of course, is a very good question, Nancy. And I was about to say, this is really seen as part of the overall historic work that has been going on at Town Hall, funded by this committee.
Yeah, I
They had
think,
given one grant for this, so this is a
right,
supplement to that
right.
grant.
Maybe we should add the amount that was spent on previous parts of grants or stages in the notes section.
I think that is a good idea, and I will do that for all the three so far. The grant that was given was $145,000. We're adding another $40,000 to it. So it's climbing up to this kind of the same kind of level of funding that we've been giving to, for instance, Bailey's Hill over a 3-year period. I'm sorry?
Trying to get this out of the way because I want to add the qualifications grid that we've used so often. It might come in handy. I don't
Okay.
know why my computer isn't behaving itself. Anyway, it's no longer in your way, is it?
No. I will say that the plans and specs have been developed for this by Richard Smith, the architect working with Allison at Town Hall, and he's also involved with the public library project. I was hoping that this would be put to bid fairly soon with a caveat in the bid documents that the bids would have to be held until town meeting takes place. I think that that's still an open question. Allison, I hate to put you on the spot, but gosh, all Friday, you're attending our meeting. Any chance that you have any comment on this?
So
I don't. I had not thought about putting out to bid before getting this funding, but I think if it looks like the committee's in favor, I guess I could see going out to bid a bit before, town meeting. Um,
Well, I think I had raised it. Perhaps I had raised it with Richard and not
Mhm.
necessarily with you. I think it's one of these things where it would, in the bid documents, it would have to be written in such a way that you would hold the bid for a 3-month period or a 2-month period.
Okay.
But at this point, we may be so close to the situation that it becomes moot. I just can hear somebody from the floor saying, well, what's this really going to cost? And if we
Right.
would say, well, as it happens, we have a
No.
qualified bid, it might be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can certainly move towards that.
Yeah, the question was raised by Nancy how building a ramp can be historic, qualify as historic preservation, but under historic preservation, we have a pretty wide purview because it talks about making the historic item more usable. It's here somewhere, but it doesn't jump right to my eye immediately. Lynn, am I making this up, or is that a discussion we've had in the past?
I think it's a discussion we've had in the past.
I
I've
thought so.
seen it as a common practice in the many CPA grants that I'm involved with statewide.
Yeah.
Part of this is
I-
a building code mandate.
Yeah, it says here preservation, protect personal or real property from injury, harm, or destruction. And I think you could make a strong case that um, coming into compliance with state laws regarding access for the less able meets that qualification. So I think that's how it comes in under the umbrella, Nancy. Now, we also talked about rehabilitation and restoration, but we never had, well, I guess we did have a kind of a second class ramp. So it is rehab and restoration,
It
make
is.
assets functional for intended use. So that's the phrasing I was looking for, and it's here.
I think the other thing is I want to make this point. This is not a point about handicapped access per se. It's a point about the building code, which
I see.
includes
Okay.
handicapped access.
I see. I didn't realize that. Okay.
So, and I think we're going to see this this kind of thinking come into the play with the public library as well.
Mm.
So, shall we return to this chart?
Okay. There we are.
Well, here's another one we can dive into. The Housing Authority has provided an application to replace 3 asphalt shingle roofs at the 3 Emerald Road residences. This is under the category of community housing. The application is for $75,000.
And that's for the 2 Emerald Road and 1 on Spring Road.
I thought it was Emerald Road, but if I've got that wrong, I will correct it on the chart.
So it's for Emerald Road, the 3 on Emerald Road.
Yes, thank you, Dave. I thought that's what it was. It
Yeah.
said.
The application says 1 is on Spring. My bad.
I'm waiting for the trenchant question about why this is eligible. Who's going to raise it?
Because it's leaking and people are getting wet.
There you go, Nancy.
So, Lynn, as you know, last year we got some money to do the 4 roofs on Spring Road. So what happened a month and a half ago, one of the roofs started leaking in, and it did some damage to the upstairs uh, bedroom. So we had to have emergency repairs done. We had to have a roof done.
Mhm.
So what happened is DHCD, well, it's a new name now, but they come in and says, oh, we have to hire an architect at $9,000 for those 4 units to do the plans. And also we have to do prevailing wages. And as a result, the cost has gone up. So um, now we have to do some work inside the, it was the fourth one. We have to do some plastering and painting and stuff due to the roof condition.
I have this question. If community preservation wasn't investing in these buildings and we've been doing that consistently for since this program was established in Nahant, if community preservation didn't exist, how would the housing authority be maintaining these properties?
All right, so every year we have a project manager come in and he goes over all the buildings. So after he makes his report, there is a sum of money they give us to do these projects. In a case of an emergency like this, we would have to go to DACD to get approval to have these funds.
Is
So
that federal?
state. We don't have any federal,
Yeah.
state. So we've been lucky, with the preservation trust and the state for helping us, repair these, but it's getting to a point that at some point, we've done Greystone Road, we've done most of Spring and Emerald. Now we'd just like to get the roofs done and we should be in good shape for a while.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah. Any other questions or comments from the committee?
Lynn, we typically use shingled roofs. And I do those kind of metal roofs that people use nowadays, are they better longer term or are they more expensive to install? Do you know? I'm just asking in general.
Sure. I think it's a good question, Nancy. Honestly, I would have to defer to the housing authority's architect to answer that, and I think that would be a good thing to pass along when we get to the review of that application. So we'll sort of make a note of that in advance. Dave, it might be timely to have you prepare the executive director with that question so she can answer it when she comes to us.
I know metal roofing lasts a long time, more than a regular asphalt. But I don't know about the high wind and stuff that's there,
It is,
you know.
metal roofs are very expensive, but
Yeah.
they do last longer.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. But the question always is, life cycle. This is it last, twice as long. And therefore, maybe a good investment.
I'll certainly look into it.
Yeah. All right. Any other comments or questions? Let's move on to another application from the town of Nahant. This is for the open space master plan under the category of open space for $30,000. And this is one that I put in the notes section. There was an administrative glitch. No one kind of caught the fact that we hadn't paid for the bill. And in fact, we're showing that as outstanding money that we thought we could claw back, and we did. And it turns out that the bill hadn't been paid. I think it was outstanding for several years. And now we need to go back to the town to say, we need to actually reappropriate this and pay the contract, pay the state's vendor. Any questions or comments about this?
Just that we're going to be coming again in a couple years or soon to ask for the same amount of money because we have to rewrite the plan every 7 years. And we really have to do it now. We can't forget about it like we used to.
That is true. And again, the question is, if community preservation wasn't there to fund this, how would this get funded?
We have to try to do it ourselves
We would.
without the technology that they have to do.
And you're going to hear me do this several times because the point is, community preservation has done an enormous amount for this town
Right.
and will continue to do that. So we're lucky to have it.
I don't know how towns do without it, especially like historic towns. I think like Marblehead. I think Swampscott just voted it in
They
last
did.
year.
Yep. Well, the combination of community preservation and Prop 2.5 are the yin and yang of that.
Yeah, right.
I think I do have one question just before we go through the effort of writing this up and voting on it and putting it in the document and bringing it to the town. Have we triple and quadruple checked that this is, number one, a valid invoice, and number two, like it hasn't been paid and then it's just like an oversight somewhere, because stuff like that has happened in finance departments everywhere.
Yeah.
I know because I run the finance, so I just want to make sure that we're 100% clear this is valid.
Maybe Allison would not be the best to answer.
Yeah, I see her nodding. She understands where the question's coming
100%
from.
certain that this has not been paid. I mean, it's unfortunate that they did they did an audit of their accounts and it came to us. I didn't get, an email until it was August, I believe. So it's been outstanding for a while, but I went through all our records. I went through our accounting system and we have not paid the invoice.
Okay.
Thank you.
And it's a valid one.
Yeah, it's
Like
valid.
we do owe it, right? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And then next up is the town of Nahant for the Little League lighting project under the category of recreation. They are wanting to add $45,000 to the previous grant we had given them of $75,000 for lighting for the Little League field. In addition, and now I am going from memory, there's something like $30,000 that has been contributed from the Little League kind of association of Nahant. So this is quite a lighting project.
Yeah. So that was $30,000 in addition to the CPA grant of 75.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Is this lighting just?
And there were
didn't
some
read the
in-kind
application.
services that were going to be provided.
That's what I was going to ask, because I didn't read the application yet, but I was wondering, does that 30 include in-kind or was that cash?
Cash.
Okay.
And there was in kind beyond that. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Wow.
that is what I'm saying.
Wow.
I think we need to know from the people how they didn't know the first time.
Well, that will be a good
Yeah.
conversation. So in terms of the applications that I've seen, and Ellen, you as our very important gatekeeper, if there's anything else that I missed in putting this together, please let me know.
No, I'm actually just going to check the CPC email, that Gmail account that we've got set up. I checked it before, but I'll just double check it right now to see if there's anything else. But I don't think so. I think you've captured everything, but give me about 30 seconds.
Well,
to
while
get
you're
into
doing
the,
while you're doing
account.
that, Paul, maybe you could scroll down a little bit further so we can see the rest of the chart.
Sure.
Okay,
Nope, we're good.
we're good. All right, then the next part of this is what we already have either budgeted or obligated. We typically set aside $10,000 a year for dues, printing the town warrant, and if anyone needs grant assistance preparation. Next up, we have 3 bonds. Fiscal year 22 Library Town Hall bond. We have a payment on this of interest and principal of $27,940. I had asked Allison to tell us what it would mean to pay this off in case we felt so inclined, and that would be $313,000. We've got a fiscal year 23 town hall, library, and cemetery bond that is owed of $66,522. When I say cemetery bond, this is for work on the entrance gate that has not yet been done, but does need to be done. Dave will also comment about that, I hope. But we're hoping that that will take place this year because it's dropping stone. Right, Dave?
Yeah, it's getting deeper and deeper inside. The cement is coming out, and some of the large stones on the bottom are starting to fall out. You know, you got to do something.
Sounds like the library.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's. I'm just waiting for the whole thing to come down. I'm sorry to say, but
No, I think it's very timely, and if the town's current relationship with Richard Smith isn't able to take this on, I think we need to seek another consultant.
yeah.
The next one is the fiscal year 26 library bond that was for $332 and 900 or $332,964. That is actually a construction project that is underway now. The cost of that bond for the upcoming year would be $83,889. So, given the list of 6 applications that we've just looked at, plus these obligations, we're looking at $476,301. Glad to have some grant match as part of that story. But then Paul, if you could scroll down a little bit further, let's see what our funding capability is. Oh, that's a perfect place to stop because then we've got our subtotal of 476,301, and what we have available to us for funding is from the CPA for the town of Nahant with a 40% state match. We're looking at $513,411. The state match has been challenged in the last couple of years. It seems to be sort of going down bit by bit. Allison, I don't know if you have any up-to-date intelligence on that match. No.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, we had an accumulated general reserve of $91,193. In the housing reserve, we have $104,300. And then interest earned, always nice, is $25,000. So of the funding available excluding the housing reserve, we have $629,604. So any questions?
Which is $150,000 more than, oh, wait a minute. Am I right about this? You say total fiscal year 26, isn't it 27?
Yes, that's a typo. Thank you. I'll
Okay.
correct that.
All right. Anyway, so we have ample money to meet the obligations that we have and the requests that are being made. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
That doesn't mean we don't consider each grant and have them presented to us.
No, I didn't. I wasn't going there, Nancy. I
Okay,
just
just checking.
say that that there is not a cloud of insolvency or disappointment that covers this enterprise this year.
We don't have to kick anybody out.
Yeah, right. Don't have to. Don't have to accept them if we don't think they're legitimate. That's always the case. But there's
Um,
money.
Lynn, I just want to check the payoff balance of the FY22 bond. In the meeting minutes, I had the payoff balance as 113,000, not 313.
Did I actually reverse those numbers? That's possible, and that would be much better.
It would.
I think I just, 113 is so different than 313. Allison, what happened? Was my head going sideways? I guess so. I'll fix that one.
I'm trying to look it up right now
Yeah.
as we're on
We
here.
have-
I'll let you know. Hold on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that I'm so glad that you pointed that out, Austin, because that could be very advantageous to us.
Yes.
They're trying to.
Good.
I'll double check the other numbers in the
No,
minutes.
and I got back from Spain and I was like, which chart am I working with?
What country am I in?
Yeah, what country am I in? Time zone is really the key point. But that notwithstanding, what I'd like to do tonight is actually schedule out the review sessions with the applicants. And I think what we could do is actually sort of jump into that while Allison's doing that research. But we have meetings scheduled for the next successive Mondays. I'd like to suggest that we start by asking our good friends from Open Space, who happen to have two applications, back to back here, to come in next Monday. Nancy, I know that you're on that committee and I'm grateful for that. Do you think that's going to be possible for
I do.
Trish to
I
make
do.
it? Okay.
Yeah. But we have to talk about it, but
Yeah.
President's Day is the 16th. Are we
And-
having a meeting that day?
oh, we said we weren't.
We are not.
Great. I'm going to remove that from my calendar.
Right. So I'm talking about the 9th for open space.
Mhm.
And that would be for Lodge Park and Bailey's Hill. We then jump to the 23rd. And for that, we will ask I think that we could ask the Allison to talk with us about the handicap ramp.
Sorry, what date was that?
That'll be the 23rd.
2 weeks from tonight.
So I'm going to be on vacation.
Oh, good. I'm glad
Yeah.
for you. Okay, you're off the hook on that one. How would
Yeah.
how would it be for you the following, which is March 2nd?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. Then on the 23rd, I'd like to propose that we hear from the Housing Authority and the Little League.
Yep.
Well, I think I'm Little League too.
Well, I don't think we can put that off another week.
Well,
I could,
you are Little League, but you know, the actual application came from the Little League.
oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I
somebody
know
from the
Tony was
Little-
involved in it. Yeah.
yeah, somebody from the Little League needs to be with us.
Okay.
Um, and you know, if Zach was involved in the pricing on this, or if
Yeah,
it
so Zach was
someone-
involved in the pricing in terms of in the installation, which is why it's so much higher. So yes, Zach could be involved in that conversation.
was Vicky Masson also involved?
No.
So, well, if you could ask Zach if he can join us for this, that
Sure.
would be very helpful. And then on the 2nd, we'd like to just talk further about the ramp and
Hmm.
you know, that pesky open space.
Yep.
Yeah, just to nail that down. And when's Housing Authority in? Ann. Lynn?
The 23rd.
Okay.
So I also looked up the amount of the payoff for the old debt
Yeah.
and the exact amount. So there's 110,000 left in principal. And then with interest, it would be 114,675.
Well, I'm glad Austin pointed that out. Thank you, because that's a lot more viable for us.
He does the minutes and he finds money.
Right,
Yeah, I know. It's really
invaluable.
miracle.
Yep.
A miracle.
Sorry, Allison, can you repeat the final amount, 114, and what was the change?
114,675.
75. Thank you.
All right. I will update this chart with that correct number, as well as pointing out the amounts of previous investments we've made at Lodge Park and Bailey's Hill.
Yeah, and the fiscal year total is
Yeah, I'll fix that.
7.
fiscal year.
Yeah, that's
I
line
think it was,
line 16.
I think it was at the top. It's okay, but all right. Any other comments or questions?
You might want to, if this is a public document at all, which it may or may not be, but you should change principal to principal, PAL, when you have it in here. It's like principal due I saw on here.
You had it right at the top, Lynn.
Thanks. Thank you.
Forgive me.
It's all right. There's LE, rule, and PAL, pal.
Right.
Any other questions or comments for tonight's meeting as we sort of ramp up for these review sessions?
Do you think that any of the spokesmen for these projects need to be given specific questions or told that there are some areas where we would really like more detail? And if we are going to do that, should we at least have a first look at those projects now? Not that I'm looking to prolong this meeting, but I just wonder if we would get more useful information from the Little League, for example, if they knew what was coming downhill. And in order to do that, maybe we should look at their application again, although it may not have anything pertinent in it. I don't know.
Do you want to pull it up? Let's just take a dive at it.
I don't know what that thing was. That was, I have no idea what that was. Okay. Maybe I'm going to ask Ellen to do that because I'm cowed by this Dropbox thing.
Yeah, well, I actually downloaded all of them to my
Oh, good for you.
computer. But it's a question of, yeah, I know. Let me see if I can open it. And if I can, I'll share my screen. Let me just
Okay.
open space, Trish Aldrich, Housing Authority. There's one not named properly. I think this is probably the one. Little League field lighting. All right, I'm on a small laptop screen. I can share. I'm gonna have to minimize all your pictures. I
Yeah,
won't
just
see
tell me
yours.
if do I need to stop sharing or you can just go ahead.
Yeah, I think you should stop sharing, and
All right.
then
All right.
I'll share. And I have it open. We can scroll through it together. But I don't know if anybody else downloaded them all either. But I have them handy right here. Let me just move you guys out of the way.
Yeah, we know.
I'm in
what
the
we look
living
like.
room.
Good. There it is.
Yeah.
So
All right.
right off the bat, Lynn, do you know who we should get in touch with at Little League, or because Allison's name is at the top of this thing, not any Little League administrator.
I think we already touched on this, Paul, where we heard from Allison that Zach Taylor was, basically managing the investment here, and that he would attend this meeting. I think if Allison, if there's anyone else at Little League that you want to have join this, I think that would make sense. I think the applicant from 2 years ago, was I haven't looked at that application, but we can look at that again. I would advise everyone to look at that previous application as well as this one in preparing for a meeting. And I'll pull that up and send that along.
Okay.
I remember a different man who came.
Yes,
Talk to us.
exactly. And he was someone who is quite committed to this whole thing. And we had
Right.
quite a conversation about this because it was a lot of money. And now it's even more
Now
money.
it's more, and we don't know why.
Well, we don't know why yet. I didn't read. I don't know if did anybody read the application yet?
I
Here we
did.
have the project. Okay. So we have a project budget. Town will not be able to proceed with the installation. The town would have to try to find others. Okay, that's just contingency, right? If we don't get CPC plan, if they don't get CPC funding, they can't proceed. They'd have to find another source of funding. So that's the application. So really it's looking at the budget.
So the application
Right,
refers to a PDF. Where is that to be found?
It's a link.
that was in that Dropbox folder. And there's a link, as Lynn was saying when I rudely interrupted, there is a PDF link here for the actual budget right here.
All of the applications have a link in that line.
Right.
Okay. And can you click on it
See,
and do anything
I
with it?
just did.
I saw
Yeah, let
that.
me just close. Yep, I'm clicking it. Oh, and it looks like it must have downloaded to my downloads.
There it
So
is.
it's an electric quote. It's from this. So this is for excavating and installing the foundations, building the poles. I mean, you can read this. You don't need me to. So it's 83.5 for the installation and the electrical work. And then I'm just going to scroll and see if there's anything else. So what is the, yeah, okay, I will. So I'm not getting clarity on what happened,
On the
I guess.
on the initial letter of application, it said that
You mean the initial eligibility application?
the additional cost is for the installation and electrical work. Funds were used to buy the lighting system, leaving only a balance of 37,000 for the installation. So the request
Right.
is additional for the installation.
Right.
So if you
I
take
guess what I'm saying
37,
is, so we've got,
go ahead, Lynn. Go ahead, Ellen. I'm sorry.
well, I think that this is one of the things that we'll need to request clarity on from whomever we speak to, because we gave a certain amount of money. We now have an $83,000 bill, $37,000 balance, and money spent on equipment plus cash plus in kind. So it's unclear how this money has been allocated and what the balance of $45,000 is, you know, how is this supplementing what was already done? Given that this is just, you know, I have questions.
Was the individual that you spoke to before, was it David Elmer?
That sounds right to me.
Okay, so I have an email from him from a while ago, that just said that as part of the Little League, they were willing to, you know, include 30,000 for funding for this. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of detail. I've come in well after the fact
Yeah,
on this.
right.
So I'm not really able to answer the questions, but just from my perspective, I'm thinking that the installation cost was not really considered when they initially put in the application. I think it was a
But
shock when this came in.
they had talked about doing a lot of the work themselves.
Yes,
That's what
that's
the
right. It
in-kind
was
work, you
supposed to
know,
be in time.
Okay.
right. That was
So-
supposed to be their in-kind, that they had an excavation company, they had construction guys, they, you know, they had been saying that they would be able to do a lot of the work themselves, maybe with the help of, you know, Zach and the Department of Public Works. And so, you know, it feels surprising to see this request come in for installation when we specifically did talk about installation when we approved the grant.
Okay,
And
so I'll
I
make sure that
we would
Zach and
definitely-
David, yeah,
We
are on
have
that call.
recordings of those meetings.
We would, but I mean, we would also, I mean, we could even just look at what was put in the town warrant, right? We could look at our minutes, and we could look at the old applications, what we approved. We have access to those. Oh, never mind. I'm sharing my screen. You don't want to see me go through my email for that.
I think that the point is well taken, that we should let people be prepared to actually put forth their case. I would caution the committee to remember that this is the Little League. And I would caution the committee to remember that we spend nearly $400,000 on the tennis courts. And even more money on other recreational activities like pickleball.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I think you're
comment.
right.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Austin.
I was just going to say, I did see all of the equipment that was purchased, and it is substantial. I think maybe if they thought they could do the installation themselves with in-kind, that may not work out once they actually received everything. They may need to hire professionals. That may be what the disconnect was. But
Maybe they need to get another estimate from a different contractor.
Well, I
I
think
don't know if
before
I
we
don't know if
go,
it'll be
before
lower,
we
but
rush to judgment on this, I think we actually need to have them
oh
be
yeah,
here to
right,
come and speak
right,
for us.
right,
For
absolutely,
sure. It's
absolutely.
only, it's just the more information could, well, Allison, were you responsible for submitting this? Did you do that, or did somebody else do it?
So I submitted the current application that's in because basically, I feel like I'm stuck holding the bag. This
Yeah,
equipment
right,
was ordered, it's come in, and now Zach got this quote for installation, and I'm like, there's no money to fund this.
right,
So I
Right.
simply put in another application with this quote attached to it.
I understand now. So yeah, that's what I was saying, because like we don't understand, right? So somebody has to explain the disconnect.
So what I'm doing right now is, as you're speaking, I'm drafting an email to David Elmer and to Zach saying, David's not even aware that I put in this application. Zach is. And I'm just saying, I put in an application for the difference in funding. The CPC wants to talk to you further about the project. Can you join them on the 23rd?
Thank you. That's perfect, Allison.
Allison, do you happen to know if the $30,000 was already put towards the purchase of the equipment?
I'm taking that into consideration. The town has not received that money yet. It's
Okay.
been pledged to us. But in what I submitted for an application, I was already taking that into consideration.
Okay, thank you.
So I think in short, what we should see is a page that shows the entire budget.
yeah. We need a balance sheet.
Not a balance sheet, the entire budget.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Are there other applications that committee members, as they've sort of been sampling this discussion tonight, would like to see before we move on? Come on, don't hold back. All right, well then, if that's what I'm hearing, which is no one speaking, I'm going to ask if there's any other business for tonight's meeting.
Do we,
Look in the chat. Oh, sorry.
that's okay. Can I?
Yes, please.
Okay, I just want to revisit quickly the schedule to make sure that we can get a warrant written and the finance committee advised, right, and everything taken care of by the time this thing needs to go to print.
Well, I have to say, if we could meet on the 16th, it'd be a lot easier.
I don't know that we're actually allowed to, Lynn.
Why?
Right, that's what I was thinking. The town is closed, I think.
It's a
Town hall will
holiday.
be
It's a
closed on that.
national holiday.
Yeah.
I think we've done it before.
Have we?
Thank you, Nancy. Otherwise, we can have, another day of the week.
Yeah,
Nothing is
we can do
sacred
that.
about Monday.
That's
And in
true.
fact, if we actually want to sort of double things up, I think that we probably could on the 9th not only talk with the Open Space Committee, but we could include another applicant,
Yeah.
such as Town Hall.
No, when is Allison going to get back from vacation?
Are you on
Sorry,
vacation
I'm on
next
mute.
week?
No, so I'm here next week. I'm gone the week after that and the last week of February.
Why don't we see if we can actually take care of, I mean, the open space article is kind of,
Right.
that's about a 2-minute
It's
conversation.
like
Right.
we've seen for 2 times before. We
Right.
all know that.
So
Same
if we can
company.
talk with the open space committee and you, Allison, on the 9th about the handicap ramp.
Mhm.
It's the same kind of thing. If we can see the overall budget and what has been spent so far on fees and what is projected, that would be helpful.
That be the ramp and the master plan?
Yes, it's a 2-minute conversation on that master plan. So that would be the 9th. And then we've got housing in the Little League on the 23rd, and those are more complicated, quite honestly. The Little
Right.
League is complicated. It's a
They
bit of
need
a,
time to get that info.
right. It means that if you don't have a child in Little League, go find one. Go watch, do something. Same with the tennis court, go bounce a ball down there. Well, thank you, Ellen. That does ease a little bit of the movement to FinCom. Because we have to actually finish this by mid-March. And sometimes FinCom is, well, more than one session.
I just have an odd question. Do we have a Little League team in town now? Because
I'm sorry.
we didn't for a while.
I don't think, but
No, they're
kids
combined
play-
with Swampscott.
yeah, they're combined, but the Swampscott, I think, plays here.
Okay.
And that's
That was a
part of
good
the
part
deal.
of that discussion is how much of this is for Nahant kids and how much
Right.
of this is.
Right.
And then that discussion led to rentals. Do you remember all this, folks? It's all going to
Right.
come back.
Yeah, we're gonna make money on
Rentals.
this, we were told.
Yeah. Yeah. And that led to people saying, oh, what's the parking going to be like? And oh, Julie, I'm so glad you raised that question.
Just to prepare.
Be ready. Be ready. Who is iPhone 7?
Be nice if they identified themselves.
It's somebody from the Little League.
It's somebody who's got an older iPhone than I do.
Well, and regardless, I just wanted to be able to say if anyone has any comment from either the committee or the public, I'm certainly welcoming that.
But who's ever at the meeting should be put in the minutes.
Well,
Right?
no,
I don't think they
Nancy,
have to be.
They
No, they don't
don't have to be. They're
Okay.
simply, they're
Okay.
not,
They don't have, no, they don't
they're
have to be.
listening. It's as if we were in a public meeting in town hall, but in fact, we're in the public meeting on Zoom. Well, in the absence of any further.
Hello.
comment-
Hey, if you guys really need to know, my name's Carrie Collins,
Oh, okay.
22 Breezeal Terrace. I guess if you want, I just know that like our budget's really tight, so I listen because I'm concerned about the town spending. So I'm just hitting all the meetings, listening to how much everyone's spending.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Terry. And in fact, or was it Jerry or Terry? I'm sorry.
Terry.
Terry. Um, thank you for identifying yourself. I mean, the point about community preservation is that it has enabled the town of Nahant to make improvements to recreational facilities, to town buildings, to
Oh.
community housing. And
Oh, I know that. And personally, I think the housing is very important. I think that also, since you're asking, it sounds like this baseball lighting is a very difficult situation, I guess. But I guess who pays for like the electricity for all of that? You know, like, is that go into like the town budget to like have the lights on? If you're adding to like lighting for the town?
I think that's a very interesting question and certainly something that we'll talk about when we actually have the review with the applicant.
Okay, thank you.
Sure,
Sure
thanks,
thing.
Terry.
Thank you, Carrie.
Kerry,
Carrie Pig.
Kerry.
You did it.
I'm also
Well-
known who has iPhone 7.
Right.
If you go to any of the other meetings, I
There
will
was-
also be referred to as iPhone 7 there too.
Okay, fine. Well, iPhone 7, I'm Lynn Spencer and I live on Tri Mountain, so we're neighbors.
Okay.
Nice to hear from you.
Well, thank you for listening.
Sure thing. Folks, anyone else for tonight? Okay. Well, with that, I'm going to ask for a motion.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Thank you, Nancy. Do
And
I have a
this one I'm qualified to second.
Okay, thank you, Paul. We'll do a roll call here. Nancy,
Yes,
Julie,
Yes.
Ellen,
I,
Austin,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Dave.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn.
thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good
See you
night.
next week.
Yes,
I-
ma'am.
Hey, Paul, thanks for calling these spring meetings. That's pretty funny.
Okay, good night.
We're
everyone.
looking forward to the spring.
Good night.
Good night.